The talk station FM 107 AM 1240. A lot happening today here on Viewpoints. As a matter of fact, we're going to be joined here shortly by Major Dewey Alderson of the Carteret County Salvation Army. Talk about several events taking place, one tomorrow evening and then the other one on Tax Day, April 15th, Red Letter Day. We'll give you an explanation of what will be happening in addition to you filing your taxes. Do you always file your taxes on the 15th? I mean, my goodness. Magic day, isn't it? All right, as always. And then later in the program, you're going to hear an interview I did late last week with Lara Trump. She's of course, the daughter-in-law of President Donald Trump, and she's a senior advisor with the Trump administration, the Donald Trump campaign. And then wrapping things up in this first hour with Mitch Kokai to get a quick wrap-up of what's happening in the North Carolina legislature. A lot happening there as well. And then, of course, in the second hour, we'll be entertaining our panel of Utes on Youth Points. Look forward to several conversations with them. One of them, an age-old issue, dress code, which apparently has gotten pretty significant interest here of late related to a Supreme Court case. I'll explain about that in a few minutes. But before we get into the program, as always, to remind you, you're welcome to join us here on Viewpoints. Simple phone call, 252 area code 247-7282. That's 247-7282. Of course, via email at Viewpoints with an S, viewpointsradio@hotmail.com. And via Facebook at Viewpoints on the talk station. Do want to thank our sponsors for the afternoon, of course. Floyd's 1921 restaurant located at 4th and Bridges Street in beautiful uptown Morehead City. And Advanced Water Systems, the people that bring you Connecticut, folks that are practically reinventing water. As I mentioned a moment ago, we've got joining us this afternoon Major Dewey Alderson of the Carteret County Salvation Army. And the Major, of course, got literally an introduction by fire. Or was that by maybe hurricane, Major? Good afternoon to you. Thanks for joining us.
I think it was water, Lockwood, a lot of water.
Of course, you've coming to us from Florida, so you know about water.
Oh, yeah, but nothing like we had here.
No.
You know,
and
that was a lot of water coming down.
And, of course, the damage it did to the Salvation Army. But, by the way, welcome. Thanks for joining us. You've got some events taking place and some big news, but let's start with the item closest to us, and that being tomorrow evening's event at the Crystal Coast Civic Center. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. We have a lot of people that we're going to recognize, and groups and agencies and companies and all kinds of stuff, where we're going to be recognizing people who supported us last year. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be hopefully interesting. And to say thank you is the main thing, just saying thank you. You know, there was a lot of people who did a lot of work last year, especially last fall, and we just want to say thank you.
And, of course, in the midst of all this, just to remind folks, we've talked often about how the Salvation Army is a first responder for those in need, and the Salvation Army of Carteret County found itself, well, in the unenviable position of being an organization to provide need, but being in need of itself, for itself. What happened to the Salvation Army in Carteret County?
The roof on our thrift store and on our core and offices peeled back, and all that rain that came down came right into that building and flooded it out. It was horrible, mold, mildew, water, and we just had to move out. And in the midst of all that, you had to shut down your thrift store, and at the same time trying to provide assistance to those many families and individuals suffering from Hurricane Florence. But you were able to do so. You ended up opening up a facility in a dark, I don't want to say abandoned, but a dark retail facility there, not far from a Belk department store, as I recall. That's right. It was, I think it's the old Route 21 building.
Right.
We worked with the county to open up a distribution center there. We helped about 1,300 families in the time we were open, almost 8,000 people while we were there. And
then also, just got to make mention of this, during the hurricane at Newport Middle School, you were out there providing meals for 4 or 5 days, as I recall.
It was almost 2 weeks. We did 29,000 meals.
Okay, pardon me.
Newport School.
So you want to get down, I say 4 or 5 days, and you want to make it look like it's important 2 weeks. Okay, Major, I like that. 2 weeks. Well, as we've said many times before, this is an organization of first responders, as you have proven time in and over and over again. Major, you've got the event tomorrow evening at the Crystal Coast Civic Center. What time does it start? And, of course, I'm
6
sure...
6 o'clock.
Now, this is an invitation program, of course, for those your identified volunteers and supporters, right?
Right, and if they call me tomorrow at my office, and I might just give an invitation.
Okay.
I've got about 10 more places that I can, 10 more chairs that I can give out, and I might just give an invitation to come out.
Outstanding. What would that number be?
That number is 252, obviously, 726-7147, extension 3.
Okay, 726-7147, extension 3. And, of course, our guest this afternoon, Major Dewey Alderson, Carteret County Salvation Army. All right, we have one other big story here. April 15th, that's a red letter day for a lot of folks.
I thought that would be a good day to do that. Tax day. You can bring your donation down and go shopping in a brand new remodeled store.
Outstanding. And by the way, you are taking donations now to fill the store?
That's absolutely right. We're taking donations. So the garage door is open. They're at 1700 Rendell, and they're more than welcome to bring their donation, get a tax receipt, so they can take it off their next year's taxes at the same time.
Outstanding.
And that will take what gives us and what they give us, and we'll put it into the store.
Outstanding.
It's already starting to take shape. It looks good.
Well, congratulations. Now, this is only a temporary facility, though. Am I correct on that?
Yes, that's what it looks like. We'll be in there 3 or 4 months. Hopefully by August 1st, we'll be moving out.
And you're moving to your new location on Bridges Street in Morehead City. How many square feet is that building that's underway as we speak?
The thrift store and the warehouse will be 11,000 square feet.
Wow.
Plus, we'll have offices and we'll have classrooms. We're trying to get a commercial kitchen put in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a large kitchen. We're trying to raise the money extra to put the commercial kitchen equipment in there, and the social services will be in there. And it's all going to be right there, but it's going to be a nice big thrift store. We're going to call it a family store. It's going to be above a thrift store. It's going to be a family store. You can bring your family in and go shopping there. And
you're moving ahead on donations. What do you need in the way of support, financial support?
That building was $3,382,000 to build. We have raised everything but $271,000.
All right. Now, at the end of the week, we're expecting to have a report from the Major that all $270,000 outstanding will have already been raised. If anyone's interested in contributing, Major, how should they do so?
They can call me. I would love to talk with them. You've got the phone number there, and I'd be love to talk with them. I have pledge cards right here on my desk. I'm going to have some tomorrow night at the meeting.
Outstanding.
As well.
All right. An opportunity for the community to make a gift to itself. That's exactly what you're doing when you give to the Salvation Army. And by the way, just to make mention of this, and Major, as we wrap it up with you, don't hesitate to correct me on this. If you make a designated gift to the Salvation Army and you want it to go to Timbuktu or Morehead City or New Bern or wherever, the Salvation Army sees to it that money goes to that location.
We recognize that. That's called donor responsibility. We are responsible to that donor for whatever, whoever, wherever they want to put that donation. And we'll be more than happy to do it.
A definite organization of first responders, the Salvation Army, and Major, stay with me. I'll chat with you briefly off air, but thank you very much for being with us. Major Dewey Alderson with us this evening. That number, by the way, 252 area code 726-7147. That's 726-7147, extension 3. You're listening to Viewpoints on the Talk Station.